Good morning, everyone. My name is George Gonzalez, and I'm a prevention specialist here at the Alcohol and Drug Abuse Council for the Concho Valley. As you all know, with everything going on today, everybody being quarantined at home, we've been posting videos, if you've been following us, educating the youth about drug use, but also making healthier life decisions. But this is also good information for everybody who's at home or in their office or wherever you may be. It's all great information. These are great video topics that we're covering. We've covered tons of different things, and today's topic we are actually doing the lungs. So that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. And luckily we actually have a pair of lungs with us here today. And these aren't real human lungs, they're actually pig lungs, and we actually use pig lungs because they represent the closest to the human anatomy. Pig anatomy and human anatomy, they represent have a lot of similarities, so that's why we use a pig lung. So before we get started, we're going to go over some of the basic parts. So we have the trachea here. That's the part, the tube that we breathe in. The air comes into the lungs through, like so. So now that we got it all blown up, there's a little pump here that I have going. We have the right lobe and the left lobe. So depending on who you are, you know, one may be bigger than the other. But on the inside of this trachea here, it's full of, this is like cartilage right here. On the inside of it, it's going to be the cilia, which is what kind of like what our nose hairs does. It catches stuff to kind of filter it out from our bodies. And it's what also causes us to cough up some phlegm and stuff like that. So that being said, on the inside of each of these little bronchioles, you can look on the back of each lobe, we have our bronchus, which are these little tubes right here, and they break into bronchioles, and then from that we have little air sacs at the end of each one. Those air sacs are called alveoli. So the way I remembered it always growing up was it always reminded me of ravioli, so that's how I've always remembered it, alveoli, and they're like little sacs that fill with air, which causes the lungs to expand. As you all might know from learning the diaphragm, which is that muscle that kind of helps us to contract the lungs and help them expand and whatnot. So that being said, this is a good pair of healthy lungs. These are real lungs here. What we're going to do is we're going to do a little countdown now that we've talked a little bit about what the parts of the lungs and what they do. So we'll do a little countdown just to kind of tell you how strong some lungs are. And we'll go ahead and start that right about now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or 12. So from y'all's end, it might have looked like maybe 9 or 8, but to be completely deflated, it took about 11 or 12 seconds. Since I'm a little bit closer, I can see that. So keep in mind, these are our healthy lungs. This is what happens when we're active and we're always keeping our lungs pumping and moving. This is no smokers have had lungs like this. So good healthy pair of lungs right here. And now we are going to show you this guy. Get some spray on here to keep it fresh and keeping it from drying out. So these exact same kind of animal, pig lungs still. You know, we buy these from a company, and they what they do is they dye the lungs. So it's basically, this was a healthy lung, but what they did is they just dyed it in certain spots, maybe cut it up, filled it on the inside. But so that's what we see here. So if we notice the trachea here, it's a lot worse. It looks a lot more damaged. It's a lot more flimsier than that other trachea. So the cilia in there are probably all packed down, and they're not really doing their job anymore. All the white stuff we see here is all cancer. So these white blotches, stuff like that, that's all going to be cancer caused probably from smoking, but it could just be some sort of lung cancer. But if we can turn it around here, so when I inflate it up, you can really see this guy's been through a lot. We noticed that this left lobe is not really doing much here. It's got a lot of tar in there. Tar is what we get from smoking. It's the black stuff that kind of sticks to our lungs. That's what a lot of the black stuff is that shows here. So this is probably just full of tar. And then right here, I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera, but this is actually a tumor that has filled within the lungs. And you know, not all tumors are cancerous. Some of them may be malignant, but I think they just put that in there just to kind of represent what can happen. So looking at this lung, we see, let me get turned around for you guys here. So we'll go ahead and do a countdown. Everything's the same. This lung's just been through a lot. So we'll do a countdown, and we'll go, or a count up, I should say. We'll start right about now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7.5 seconds on my end, at least. Somebody may have counted a little higher or a little less. But yeah, so 7.5 seconds. Imagine running up the stairs and your lungs looking like this. You're not going to get very far, and if you do, you're going to be extremely tired when you get to the top. So keep in mind, exercise, a lot of cardio, any sort of thing, being outside is going to get your lungs pumping and moving, going to keep your lungs nice, healthy, and strong. So keep that in mind. This pair of lungs here actually mimics somebody who was actually cut open, and they did an autopsy on them, and their lungs actually looked like this, identical. You know, the people who made these lungs, they made them identical to that person's lungs so that we can do research. And this person was a smoker for 10 years. He smoked about a pack a day for 10 years. So this may not happen to everybody, but a lot of it plays into genetics and everything like that. But just keep in mind, staying more physically active and keeping your lungs moving and functioning is the best way to keep them healthier, and staying away from tobacco products and smoking and any sort of substance use. With that being said, that ends today's topic of the lungs, pig lungs, everything like that. I need to get my hands cleaned up, but we'll close out. And thank you guys for watching this topic. And if you like, or we want to see some more topics similar to this or some other ones, make sure you like and comment below. You can visit our website at www.adac.org. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a great day.